Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201, your future Golden Globe nominee for Best Podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about two things. First, the annoying little girl who held an entire plane hostage, and season 3 of the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the hostage videos on TikTok currently of a little white girl, about 8-9 years old, was singing the Moana song, How Far I'll Go, on a plane. And for whatever reason, nobody decided to go up to the little girl, say stop, and hang up the phone. Because if I was on that flight, because here's the thing. Once upon a time, before I got invited to screeners and red carpets and everything, I used to have to see movies with normal people. And normal people do not behave. They are the worst. And the last movie I remember seeing with normal people, like with everybody, not at a red carpet or screening or whatever, was Avengers Age of Ultron. So this was 2015, and there were a bunch of children screaming, like not even like, oh, like excited about the movie. They were just talking and screaming, and I told them to shut the fuck up. And then I got kicked out the movie. So there is that. If I was on this plane and a little girl was singing Moana, because let me tell you this, like when I'm at the Cheesecake Factory and there's a fucking screaming baby, or like you're in the booth and like the person behind you has an annoying fucking 7-year-old kid that's looking over and spitting and all the bullshit, I tell him to shut the fuck up. Okay? Control your kid. Okay, just because you have an annoying child and you can't control it and you have to deal with that doesn't mean I have to, okay? Cheesecake Factory is for nice people, okay? Behave. No one wants to hear your annoying screaming child or be eating and a child is just like looking above. Do you people not know how to be white trash? What is with it in America that people don't behave? And I assume movies right now, like with the general public, not like red carpet screenings, because I never see this at red carpet screening or test screenings, is I assume people are like on their phone and they just like misbehaving, like they cannot be on their phone for 2 hours. This is why, Thanos was right. Okay? Thanos snap was correct. I'm just saying it shouldn't have been random. Okay? Hashtag Thanos was right. But back to the annoying little girl singing Moana. If I was on that flight, I would have been like, shut the fuck up, right? And then I think people would have cheered, because I think people are just too scared to do anything now. But I'm the guy who will do something because I'm the main character, okay? Or I would have walked up, because I don't know why the little girl was allowed to be on the fucking phone singing. That's the first thing. That's on the flight attendant's fault for not fucking doing their job, okay? And if fucking Pete Buttigieg says this is okay, fuck you, Pete Buttigieg, because I know the current guy who took his job would be like, no, no me gusta. Okay, no me gusta. I would have went in, been like, no, none of us want to have to deal with this. We're on a stuck flight. Go away. Okay, because you definitely know, though, the parents of the singing Moana girl are probably like Zoran supporters, which goes to the other thing. If you're in New York City, remember, rank Cuomo 1. That's it. Okay, Cuomo only. Okay, Cuomo's the best. That's how this works. Now, we're going to talk about And Just Like That. Overall, and the fact that season 3 is still a fucking disaster. And I don't know who are the writers for And Just Like That season 3. I assume they're probably the same as the Gossip Girl reboot, which was also fucking horrendous. And it was funny because when the Sex and the City reboot first came out, everyone was like, across the board, they're like, oh, this is like a cringe woke show. Woke. By the way, I want to say, when I use the term woke, which is, by the way, what's it called? My Urban Dictionary version of woke, because I know there's always like self-righteous fucking white people who are like, you don't know the meaning of woke, how dare you, blah 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 blah, AOC 28 type retards. Woke just means performative activism, right? You don't really believe in the nonsense you're saying, but you do it for the clout and all the other bullshit. It's kind of like the white kids shouting free Palestine, but didn't know the place existed before October 7th, 2023. That, just like that. You get it? Wink wink wink. But it's interesting because they made all the characters very what's the proper way to say this? Cringe bad versions of themselves, because I don't know. They're all in their 50s now. And they, outside Miranda, who was always coded lesbian, it was very obvious, like even when I was watching the original Sex and the City growing up, it's just why, like, fine, make Miranda an annoying, like your stereotypical women's gender study at NYU that hates men type character, because we all know, especially in New York, right? As someone who's also in New York, we know exactly that architect, right? Miranda is basically like Rachel Maddow in the terms like the bad haircut. You can tell she hates men, fuck all men, blah, 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 blah. Fine. I'll tolerate that character being in it. But then we had the first two seasons, like the super, super duper version of it, the Che character who had like the real lesbian haircut that was fucking annoying and like, hi, my pronouns are, all the things that cost Kamala the election. It's going to be quite, fascinating how this works. But it is just like to make them seem they're out of touch and all this other bullshit, and they're all like struggling with the modern like society, and I'm like, what do you mean by this? They all were rich. Okay, listen. None of them have to deal with like the woke nonsense. Fine. What's it called? Charlotte's kids. One being your cringy woke Gen Alpha type, who's also trans. I guess right. That's something that's happening in that show. And then she has the real daughter, the one like no, the real. That's right. I forgot which is the real daughter, which is adopted. Oh, the Asian one is adopted. That's right. The real daughter or was daughter is trans. It's hard to remember all this nonsense. But yeah, that's a lot of things that seem to happen in this fucking show. It's fucking cringy. I'm just like, I like the new friends though that they added. I kind of like that they always didn't hang out with each other. That everyone got their own new friend. Like, I like Carrie hanging out with Seema, and like I don't find Seema or Doctor Naya like bad characters. I think they're interesting. They're real. They're not archetypes or stupid archetypes similar to what was the name of the I don't know. Carrie's gay. The guy that's really short, who's like now banging some 24-year-old dude. There's that entire. Oh, Anthony. Right. How did I forget? Sorry. I'm just saying. There's the whole decision to kill off Big in the first two episodes. So dumb. Because realistically, right? Because they kind of like go this way that Charlotte and Carrie wouldn't be friends anymore. Because it's true. If Carrie went to the Hamptons with Big, Big wouldn't have been on the Peloton at the stupid recital no one wanted to go to, which is tidbit. Nobody wants to go to your child's recital that's not the parent, okay? I do not give two shits about them doing a play of Wicked or SpongeBob or whatever the fuck, or Juilliard dancing, whatever. No, no one's interested in it, okay? They're playing pretend. Okay, Carrie was like, I'm not interested in doing this. I don't care. Can I just Venmo the kid $300? That's how I would be, okay? I'm not interested in your child's life at all. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But it's interesting because 3 years of now, Sex in the City is dropping it weekly at 9 p.m. They're trying to be like The Pit. This show is not good enough to be a weekly show. Drop it all at once because this is not a good show. But the original show had such great moments, and it's weird because I feel like everyone who writes on this show never watched the real show. They've just only seen clips and they know key moments. Because I don't know if anyone on this show who currently writes for it, this was the same problem with the Gossip Girl reboot, truly loved and understood why the original versions worked. Because yeah, it looks like Sex in the City, but it's not. And you're right. Yes, they can't be in their 50s fucking everybody. Okay, obviously not. Fine, you can change things, but the fact that you have these woke Zoomers writing a show with their own ideology, ruining what was the original moment. Because, like, when Sex and the City first comes out, right? Carrie Bradshaw and the gang, they're 31 to 33 in season one. And they're, like, in this. I just want to say, original Sex and the City is a very realistic version in New York. And I always prefer that over Girls, which is also a good test. Like, if they like Sex and the City or Girls, anyone who says Girls is a fucking transplant and annoyingly, like, performatively woke and all that bullshit. Versus Sex and the City, I loved all of it. Okay, I will, because if Sex and the City doesn't work, we never get Entourage, which was male Sex and the City. This is what people forget. And guys like Sex and the City, like I'm a straight guy. I very much enjoyed it. I always wanted to fuck Charlotte, right? I always hated Miranda. Honestly, in the reboot, kill Miranda. Like if this show somehow gets renewed for season 4, I would like to be on the writer staff for season 4, and I want to kill Miranda. Okay, Miranda needs to die. I kind of want to do it where like a crazy homeless guy or like an illegal pushes her in front of the fucking train and Miranda dies. And I think that would like give the show a spark because I think Miranda's truly like the cancer of the show right now. And I just wish the worst to Palmer. I do not give a shit. She's fucking Rosie O'Donnell, who's fucking playing a nurse. I can't believe this is real things. But still, think of like all the good moments in the original Sex and the City, right? Carrie gets broken up with by the Post-it because Jack is like feels insecure because of how successful Carrie is and all the other shit, and he's not as like rich as Carrie. And then Carrie goes on this whole rant after the Post-it episode, and then like Charlotte screaming like I that happens in the same I think in the Post-it episodes like I've been dating since I was 15 and all this, and Charlotte's still like, I want to find my perfect man and all the bullshit. And then that first marriage, and then she gets all the money, and then obviously Big and Carrie are a key part of it. Okay, the in Paris, the movie, and all of it. And I couldn't help but wonder. It's just you know. Oh, and when Carrie's like falling on the runway. Now, realistically, there's still some fucking issues that I still don't understand. Like the modern version of Sex and the City with Carrie, and they try to do it. She would be an adult version of Call Her Daddy, right? Like that's realistically what she goes. She would either be some hybrid of Alex Cooper and Mel Robbins. That is what like Carrie Bradshaw, if she existed in the real world today, would be. She would be on that top 10 podcast, right? And people would love it. Obviously, she would still not be working for the New York Times or whatever because I guess she would be a Substack person because everyone thinks they're a Substack person and all the other bullshit. There are ways to fix the show. I don't know what's gonna happen over the next 9 episodes. I assume I didn't get early access to any of it, but from the reviews I've seen, we're gonna. I don't know if the show finished filming before the 2024 election, so I don't know if they like wrote it assuming Trump was going to win or not. But I assume they're gonna do the transports ban thing with the daughter. They're gonna have Miranda also be. I wouldn't be surprised if they make Miranda suddenly trans or some nonsense because just kill Miranda, please. I like Carrie is more friendly with Seema. It seems like she has more a relationship with Seema than Charlotte. She should honestly hate Charlotte. It is Charlotte's fault that Big is dead. And also the railroading of Big, like with the actor and the Me Too nonsense and all that. But look, the Me Too era is over, thankfully. No one gives a shit about it. Andrew Cuomo's going to be... Once Andrew Cuomo like wins the fucking primary in a month, and it's really going to put a death stamp into the whole Me Too era completely. As well as like Trump's one did it. And learn people to shut the fuck up. Stop being a cringe Bushwick vegan activist who shouts free Palestine. Or, hi, my pronouns are they, them. And all the fucking losers who worked on the Kamala HQ command. That is it. Let me write for season 4 of And Just Like That if it gets renewed. And also, if little girls are singing on an airplane and you're trapped in it, tell them to shut the fuck up and hang the phone. That's been another episode of Authentic with Brazil 201.